What up, bitches? Back at it again with another episode of the motherfucking CJ Bronson Podcast. Today is Sunday, July 3rd, 2022, and it's pre-Independence Day. Happy July 4th. Happy Happy July 4th? I don't know. Whatever. It's the day before. It's July 4th weekend, people. I hope you're out there drinking, celebrating, smoking, whatever you got to do. You know, barbecuing, you're grilling. If you're ordering food, don't forget to tip. You better tip my ass. I'm out here working, and I'm going to go right back to it as soon as I'm done with this. But yeah, it's a beautiful weekend over here in Jersey, a little around 82 degrees, not too bad. It was 90-something the other day. I was dying, but this I can handle. I can handle 80-degree weather. It's not as bad as 90. 10 degrees makes a huge difference. Fucking 5 degrees makes a huge difference, people. Let's be real. But it is what it is. Here I am, and it's hot. It is hot. It sucks, but I have to make money, right? Until things change where I don't have to, but you know, we can hope and dream. Until that happens, here I am. But here is an interesting article I want to talk to you guys. Not trying to bring down the holiday, not trying to bring down your Independence Day, but I got to keep you guys informed, right? Because for whatever reason, this is not being talked about, and I think it's important. Check this out. Convicted illegal alien serial killer. Convicted illegal alien serial killer accused of killing 25 elderly Americans gets indicted for 4 murders. His name, and it's not a joke, is Billy Khmer. Billy Khmer. Chemir. Billy Khmer. Khmer, let me kill you. Horrible joke. 48 years old, an illegal alien, was convicted this year of the murders of 25 elderly Americans. 25. In April, he was convicted of the murder of Lou T. Harris, 81, one of the 25 of his elderly victims. Khmer is accused of killing the victims, then stealing their belongings, as if killing them wasn't enough. Maybe that was his motive, right? Maybe, you know, he chose the elderly because he knew he could easily overtake them, easily kill them, and get away with their shit before people caught on. And, you know, he was selling his stuff and making money that way, you know. He killed them, stole their belongings, sold them, and then sold them online between April 2016 and April 2018. So for 2 years, he's been doing this shit. Khmer is thought to be Texas's deadliest serial killer. I did not know that. This dude, who for whatever reason is not making the news, is known to be Texas' deadliest serial killer. Why isn't he like on the front page? Let's continue. Now, Khmer has been indicted by Collin County prosecutors for 4 of the murders. The victims in the murder indictments are 90-year-old Marilyn Bixler, 79-year-old Diane Delhunty, 93-year-old Mamie Mia, and 82-year-old Helen Lee. These indictments ought to serve as a reminder to every victim of violent crime that their case should be investigated and prosecuted. Collin County law enforcement and prosecutors will work every day to hold violent offenders responsible. This is the quote from Greg Willens, Collin County District Attorney. Now, and then the families read their statements. I'd like to thank the police, blah, 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 blah. Let's continue. Let's skip over that. Because, I mean, obviously they want to thank the police, the prosecutors. They want to thank everyone for helping out in this case and bringing this guy to justice. But let's see what's going on here. Collin County previously indicted Khmer. Sounds like a joke, man. It's his name, Khmer, on 5 counts of capital murder and 2 counts of attempted capital murder. These cases are still pending, and Khmer will be tried again in October. Remember, Khmer was convicted in April after his murder trial in Dallas County had been declared a mistrial. According to the jury, one juror from the 12-member jury made sure that the verdict was hopelessly deadlocked. That's interesting. Harris, again, is not the only victim. Khmer was also linked to 24 other people. I'm not reading all these 24 names, but they're all, looks like the youngest person on here is 75. The oldest being 94. Wow, that's crazy. just go around just killing these people, man. These are human beings, you know. I know they're old and you may want their belongings to sell, but I mean, come on, man. They're old. Like, you had to kill them, though? Like, you had to kill them. Fine, you're gonna, not fine, but if you're gonna rob them, okay, you got bills to pay, you got kids to feed. I don't know if that's the case. They don't mention any kids to feed, but you know, you're gonna rob them. That's one thing, but then to kill them too, and then not just 25 motherfuckers. Yeah, you should get the death penalty immediately. What are we even talking about? Why is this even a discussion right now? Am I wrong, people? I mean, even if you kill one, you should. I mean, we can go back and forth about why, but 25, you need to be put down. You're Texas's deadliest serial killer, supposedly, allegedly, according to this article. After Khmer Mir was arrested in May 2019, Breitbart News reported exclusively that Khmer Mir, a Kenyan citizen, shout out to Obama, arrived in the U.S. Okay, when I say that, can I say I can say he's Kenyan, right? That he was born there. I can say that, right? Is that true? We confirm that? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but you know, whatever. Shout out to Obama. Arrived in the U.S. in July 2003 on a B2 tourist visa. Not Obama. This guy, Khmer Mir, Kenyan citizen, arrived in the U.S. in July 2003 on a B2 tourist visa. I believe Obama was what's the lie? Obama was what's the story? Sorry, what's the story that he was born in Hawaii? It's President Barack Hussein Obama, born in Hawaii. We'll stick with that lie. I mean, that's the story. That's what he said. Khmer Mir was only supposed to be temporarily in the U.S. for a few days, overstayed his visa, and became an illegal alien that could be deported. Ooh. Khmer Mir Kenyan's expired United States visa is in the. They showed a photo of that, and Khmer Mir's Kenyan passport documentation. So Khmer Mir, we'll call him Mir for short, was not deported, which would have rendered him ineligible for any legal status in the U.S. Khmer Mir was granted a green card in November 2007. No good. And then they said, we discovered that Khmer Mir had a criminal history which included convictions for drunk driving and trespassing, as well as assault and obstruction of a police officer. This guy is a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. And I'm not saying that all people from Kenya are pieces of shit. I'm not saying that if you're from Kenya, you should be, you're suspicious immediately. I'm saying this person who happens to be from the same city, I don't know if it's the same village, but I'm sorry, I can't say that. All I can say is this guy is from Kenya, and this guy is garbage. That's what I'm going to say. I mean, I don't know. This article goes on and continues, and again, this is their words, not mine. Link is in the description below. It's USSAnews.com. Okay? Khmer Mir Kenyan is the definition of a true psychopath. Their words, not mine. And I believe there is a special place in hell with the worst kind of suffering imaginable for people like him. If Biden would do something about the illegal immigrant issue in our country, this may have never happened. But he is too busy getting kickbacks from raising prices on everything to worry about an illegal man taking the lives of elderly people who clearly can't defend themselves. Again, that's their word, not my words. I mean, I do kind of agree with most of that. Let's go on to Breitbart's article and see what they have to say. I just don't, there really is no need to murder the seniors. I mean, what are they going to do? They can't run after you. We found out yesterday they could shoot you. Shout out again to that dude in Cali. 93-year-old, 94-year-old, whatever. Old dude, in his 90s, had a gun. That's yesterday's episode. Check that out. And defended his home after being broken into multiple times. He finally took matters into his own hands, couldn't wait for the police any longer, and said, fuck it, I'm going to do this. And that's what he did. And, he didn't kill the people, but he stopped them from doing it again. If one of these seniors had a weapon, had a gun, and this is why I'm bringing this up, because again, this was literally yesterday, guys. Yesterday, I spoke about this case, about the 90-year-old in Cali who had a gun, protected his household with that gun, protected his belongings, and prevented other people from possibly being injured. possibly being robbed and possibly being killed. If one of these 25 people had their own gun, had a shotgun, had a handgun or something to protect themselves with, like a pistol or a weapon, they could have, and most likely I'm saying a gun because it's easier to use a gun than a senior is. Think of a senior citizen, 90-year-old lady swinging a bat or like a knife or something. I mean, you're not going to really hit your target with that, in my opinion. But with a pistol, you're more likely to at least scare the person. Think about if the first or second person had the pistol, the first, second person that he killed and shot him or whatever, killed him. They would have potentially saved 23 other lives. That's why I commend yesterday's dude for what he did, because he potentially saved countless lives. These group of criminals were not going to stop. And who knows, they may have become California's #1 serial killer if he didn't put an end to that. I mean, I'm not sure if they're going to keep robbing people. They might continue, but I bet you they're going to be more hesitant on who they do it to, because they're going to be thinking about what happened last time when dude had a gun. This guy, he had no fear. He figured seniors wouldn't be packing heat. Maybe he figured seniors wouldn't be armed or wouldn't even put up a fight. But the difference between this guy and the guy from yesterday is this guy went in intentionally to kill and then took their belongings. Because there's no story here of how he didn't kill. There's no story of him just breaking in when no one's home, breaking in when they're sleeping, stealing their shit and leaving. No. The story is he broke in, killed them, took their shit, sold it online. So what am I saying? What's the whole point? My whole point of this, guys, if you're senior, if you're old, you live by yourself, I recommend you get a gun. You get a pistol. You get something to protect yourself. You need it in today's age. You do not want to be someone on this massive list of people, which I'll post or I'll show you guys on the screen, and I'll put the link in the description so you can see for yourself. I mean, you don't want to do this. I mean, these are people's grandparents or parents. I mean, this is horrible. They probably have grandkids. What happened to mom? What happened to pop? Well, I'm not going to believe what happened. This is what happened. And this is a travesty. This is very sad. Did the system fail? Yeah, I do believe the system failed. The system failed, and again, this is Texas, guys. Getting a gun in Texas is not hard. Not knocking Texas. I'm not knocking anyone. I'm just saying, Texas is a more lax state as far as gun laws are concerned. Whereas New York, New Jersey, California, you have to freaking jump through a hurdle, get 5 people, 2 or 3 people for references. There's a background check. There's a massive ordeal, and you most likely have to prove why you need one. It has to be an imminent threat. Tulsi Gabbard, shout out to beautiful Tulsi Gabbard. She talked about how her process, she had a threat against her life, and they still did not approve her for the gun. So, and that was in New York. So, or Hawaii, excuse me. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, but if you're in Texas or you're in Florida or you're in one of these Republican states, or even not, shit, man. If you're just elderly, go through the process. Tell them you're scared. Tell them that you want a pistol or weapon. Take the classes. Be safe. Do it the right way. Do it the correct way. You want to be safe. You want to make sure that what you have is, you know how to use it. Because at 2 o'clock or 12 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, when they pop in the room, you got to be ready to go. You got to know how to load it quick, how to unlock it, unlock the safe, whatever you keep it in, load it, take off the safety, all that jazz. You got to be able to do that. I highly recommend you practice that shit, as much as you can to get the hang of it, You got to be ready. You got to be ready. And I'm sorry to say that. I know this is your retirement time. I know you're supposed to enjoy life and supposed to relax. But damn it, you don't want the last second of your life to be something like this. I mean, who knows? They don't go into detail on how he executed these people, but it just is murder. I'm hoping it was painless as possible, if there's such a thing. There's nothing about gunshots, or it just says 24. The victims don't talk about how he did it. So, oh man, Kamir was able. Check this out. Rather than being deported, which would have made him ineligible to ever secure legal status in the U.S., Khmer was able to use a loophole in the nation's legal immigration system, allowing him to obtain a green card after marrying an American citizen. In November 2007, Khmer was approved for a green card. Khmer had a criminal record, including convictions for drunk driving, trespassing, assault, and obstructing a police officer. Again, that's another thing. That's another topic for another day, I guess. I mean, should we do that? Should we continue to give asylum or give citizenship to people who marry U.S. citizens? I mean, this is a loophole that's been around for the age since I was a kid. So like 30-something years now, this has been around. From what I can remember, this loophole exists where you could literally marry a U.S. citizen and easily become a citizen. Or you can have a kid with a U.S. citizen, or have a kid in America and get citizenship. Like, it just seems like that's being used so much, so frequently. And I know it sucks because there are people out there who are using it correctly, who, they actually fall in love and they actually go through the process properly. But then there's people who abuse the system, abuse the loophole, and end up bringing in criminals. Should we do more of a background check? Should we do more of a thorough check? I mean, I don't know. They don't mention his wife or husband or whatever the case may be. They don't mention any of that in this article or the other article either. So I don't know if they'll interview her, or if she's still around, or he's still around, whatever. It's still around. But that's something that needs to be considered, guys, because I know we have the open door policy in Mexico now. Obviously, they're just coming in, they're just flooding the country. But as far as to become a citizen, I feel like that should be more, there should be more details to that. There should be more thorough background checks and more investigations. They really need to just really do like the home check and check and make sure, are these people really living together? Are these people really married? Are these people like, back in the day, they used to have a joke. People used to joke around that they would, I don't know if it was a joke or that it was true, that immigration would do checkups on you and do like a psych test, and they'll be like, hey, okay, let me see, when's her birthday? When's your birthday? Okay. What's her favorite food? How much does she weigh? How long have you guys been dating? And they go through all these lists of questions. When they'd come to your house and do like a surprise visit. I don't know if that's something they still do. I don't know if that funding has been cut. But honestly, guys, I think that's something that we need to implement. We need to implement that, and I do believe that every police station should offer gun training, gun safety training for their citizens. I do. And I believe that if you're a senior, you should be entitled. Hell, if a senior can fucking drive a car slow as fuck, barely over the head, barely over the steering wheel, slow as fuck, fucking me up every day when I'm trying to get to my destination, taking their sweet time to go to no place, if they're able to drive, they should be able to use a gun. Right, here's a massive vehicle that you're controlling. Possibly you could pass out at any point and run over people at a bus stop, or a school, run through a school with your, you could pass out on the side of the road, whatever. You know what I mean? But so if you can drive this, my point is, if you could drive a big ass car that you can barely climb into, then you should be able to handle a gun, at least a 6-shooter or something. Something small, petite, whatever. Maybe that's something that maybe someone should make guns for seniors. I don't know if that exists. I don't know. I'm not a gunsmith, but maybe that's something that that's a good market for something like that. For something made for seniors to use for self-defense. Because I believe with this economy and with inflation, all this shit, more and more people will continue to rob seniors. You see it all the time. Seniors get punched in the face walking down the street in New York City. They get attacked, they get kicked and mugged in broad daylight. And other people try to help and they get beat up. And they're getting, Asians are getting it too. Like, a lot of the senior Asians are getting beat up. And, it's a horrible time. It's a scary time. That is why I say we need to teach them how to use a weapon. I don't know. The ones who are, what's the term that you're looking for? Like mentally stable. I'm mentally stable. More, they got to pass a cognitive test. If you got to pass a driving test to drive, which I still push and still preach that they should make people over a certain age retake it, just for the safety for themselves and for other people, like vision test, they should have to retake. Can you parallel park? Can you reverse? Can you see the line? Can you see the cone that you're running over right now? Did the written and driving test again, eye test again, after a certain age, over 70 or something. I don't know. But and then do the same for the gun test. It's going to be needed. It'll bring the state money, because the state can charge whatever they want to charge, and everyone should be happy. State's making money. People are being safer. They're going to learn how to use their weapons, because the police stations or whatever will offer courses, a mandatory course that you have to take in order to get a gun license. There you go. I don't know. Here's just some ideas. I'm not a politician, but I think I got some good points, especially based on these fucking crazy killings. All right, guys. July 3rd. Enjoy it. Barbecue. Relax. Hopefully you guys aren't working tomorrow. I will be working tomorrow, and I'm hoping people are ordering breakfast and lunch, because I think that's where my money is going to be made. But we'll see. I'll let you guys know. All right. Love you guys. Have a great night. Bye-bye.